first fruits. This is a chapter by chapter Bible study series, and we're in 2 Kings 25, the last chapter of 2 Kings. After this chapter, we're going to hop over 1 Chronicles and 2 Chronicles directly into Ezra, another history book of the Bible. After today, join me in Ezra. The last line of last chapter was, "Then Zedekiah rebelled against the Babylonians." 2 Kings 25. In the 9th year of Zedekiah's reign, on the 10th day of the 10th month, King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon advanced against Jerusalem with his entire army. They laid siege to the city and built a siege wall against it all around. Enemies lay siege to a city. They surround the city with their military forces, and then they are consistently trying to get through the wall. While this is happening, there is no food coming in, no supplies coming in, and no reinforcements in order to choke it out in a way. Sometimes a city can be under siege for years at a time. Verse 2, the city was under siege until King Zedekiah's 11th year. By the 9th day of the 4th month, the famine was so severe in the city that the common people had no food. The siege lasted almost 2 years. Then the city was broken into, and all of the warriors fled at night by way of the city gate, between the two walls near the king's garden, even though the Chaldeans surrounded the city. As the king made his way along the route to the Arabah, the Chaldean army pursued him and overtook him in the plains of Jericho. Zedekiah's entire army left him and scattered. The Chaldeans seized the king and brought him up to the king of Babylon at Riblah. Then they passed a sentence on him. Verse 7, then they took down Zedekiah's sons before his eyes. Finally, the king of Babylon blinded Zedekiah, bound him in bronze chains, and took him to Babylon. NLT says that they gouged out his eyes. Now you see why I say Josiah had a better way out, even though it was in battle. When Josiah truly tried to reform the city and turn them back to God, God spared him from having to experience this in his lifetime. God is good. Verse 8, on the 7th day of the 5th month, which was the 19th year of King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon, Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guards of the servant of the king of Babylon, entered Jerusalem. He burned the Lord's temple, the king's palace, and all of the houses of Jerusalem. He burned down all the great houses. The whole Chaldean army with the captain of the guards tore down the walls surrounding Jerusalem. Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guards, deported the rest of the people who remained in the city, the deserters who had defected to the king of Babylon, and the rest of the population. But the captain of the guards left some of the poorest of the land to be vine dressers and farmers. Thus is the beginning of the Babylonian exile. Not only did they destroy the temple, they stripped the Lord's temple of everything left in it, from the pots to the wick trimmers, the dishes, the bronze pillars was stripped, the water carts. They took everything and destroyed it and plundered it all. The city was leveled. All of the leaders are executed, and all the people are exiled. King Nebuchadnezzar then appoints this man named Gedaliah as a governor for all of the poor people basically left in Jerusalem. When the military people, the ones that fled, left Jerusalem, heard that King Nebuchadnezzar appointed Gedaliah to be a governor there, they all came back. This is what Gedaliah suggested to them. 24, Gedaliah swore an oath to them and their men, assuring them, don't be afraid of the servants of the Chaldeans, live in the land and serve the king of Babylon, and it will go well for you. That suggestion did not go well for Gedaliah. Verse 25, in the 7th month, however, Ishmael of the royal family, he was in the line of David, came with 10 men and struck down Gedaliah. Also, they took out the Judeans and the Chaldeans who were with him at Mizpah. Then all the people from the youngest to oldest and the commanders of the army left and went to Egypt. They fled to Egypt. So it hops from that situation over to Jehoiachin. Remember, he was imprisoned by the Babylonian king. Let's see what's going on with him. Verse 27, on the 27th day of the 12th month of the 37th year of the exile of Judah's king, Jehoiachin, In the year evil Merodach became king of Babylon, he pardoned King Jehoiachin of Judah and released him from prison. He spoke kindly to him and set his throne over the thrones of the kings who were with him in Babylon. So Jehoiachin changed his prison clothes, and he dined regularly in the presence of the king of Babylon for the rest of his life. As for his allowance, a regular allowance was given to him by the king, a portion for each day for the rest of his life. Jehoiachin got a fresh start, and this is pretty significant. The Bible doesn't mention things just by random. This ended in hope. We see the destruction of Jerusalem, the beginning of a Babylonian exile, but it ends in hope. Why? Let me tell you. Jehoiachin is also from the line of David. This release and an upgrade in his life in Babylon is foreshadowing the eventual homecoming of the Jewish people to their homeland. His release ensured a physical preservation of the royal line of David. God's promise. He promised it. And this was crucial for our eventual coming of Christ. Our main man Joachim is included in the genealogy of Jesus in Matthew 1. In Matthew 1 verse 11, he's listed here, and Josiah fathered Jeconiah. Due to translation, sometimes the spelling can be off, but in NLT it is also written as Jehoiachin. And Josiah fathered Jehoiachin and his brothers at the time of the exile to Babylon. After the exile to Babylon, Jehoiachin fathered Shealtiel, and then it goes down to list who gave birth to Jesus, who is called the Christ. And this biblical account is also supported by archaeological finds. It is a history book. The Bible is a history book. Although this chapter was about the destruction of the temple, the beginning of a Babylonian exile, this book ended in hope. I don't know about you, but if I was exiled, wondering, God, did you forget about your promise to us for the Messiah coming from David's line? And I was able to see Jehoiachin be set free and leveled up, that would give me hope.